And a lot of people think that maybe people who are signing this petition are just jealous because he's one of the richest people on the planet. But actually there's a lot of really nasty stuff going on at Amazon, and Bezos is responsible for most of it. Hey guys, this is Mike Sigula from TruthTheory.com and welcome to another vlog. So today we're going to talk about Jeff Bezos and Amazon.com. So at the moment of recording this video, more than 150,000 people have signed petition to not allow Jeff Bezos to return to Earth from his flight to space planned for 20th of July. So Bezos is planning to fly to space with his brother and one more person who paid $28 million for this flight and one more crew member. And the flight is facilitated by his company Blue Origin. So why Bezos is flying to space in the first place? So Bezos is actually stepping down as the CEO of Amazon, and he's planning on focusing on Blue Origin and some other major projects. And I personally think that this flight is really a publicity stunt. If you think about it, such event attracts a lot of free exposure. You know, all the media talks about it constantly. So it really brings an enormous amount of free publicity and marketing for Bezos and Blue Origin. And I'm sure you remember when Elon Musk sent his Tesla Roadster to space. That was a similar kind of stunt where you had media all around the world just talking about that, which created tons of free marketing for Musk and Tesla. So I think this is this kind of chess move from Bezos' side. But in reality, this flight to space will last only 11 minutes. And they will actually fly roughly 100 kilometers above Earth's surface. So just to compare, the International Space Station is actually 408 kilometers above Earth's surface. So 4 times the distance they're gonna fly. But it's enough to call it a space flight and generate loads of attention and free publicity, right? I personally think that this PR stunt is done because they're planning on commercializing some of their efforts with Blue Origin. It could be, for example, that in the next few months they will open to additional funding from outside investors. And at the moment, the company is actually funded mostly by Bezos and US Air Force. So I think this flight is more like a precursor flight to show their capabilities for commercial flights, so they can start with it after this one. But these are just some of my speculations and time will tell. So coming back to my first point about the petition, I think I'll have to disappoint some of you, but this petition is a joke. And no matter how many people will sign it, I don't think that any governmental body would prevent Bezos from returning to Earth. Sorry about that. But I actually shared this petition on some of our Truth Theory channels on Facebook and Telegram, etc. And some people were happy about it. And there was a group of people who said things such as this person: what wrong did he do? Is it wrong to be rich? Enlighten me, please. So I love to deprogram people's minds from conditioning and brainwashed thinking. And I'm aware that many people do not know much about Bezos or Amazon. And a lot of people think that maybe people who are signing this petition are just jealous because he's one of the richest people on the planet. But actually there's a lot of really nasty stuff going on at Amazon, and Bezos is responsible for most of it, for sure, right? He's the boss. So let me give you a few quick examples explaining what I mean, and let me stress that we could talk for hours about their practices, but obviously, you know, these days people have short attention span. So I want to just compress a couple of facts into a quick video. So number one is Amazon's use of dirty tactics against competitors. So in 2009 and 2010, Amazon was playing dirty tricks on a competitor, diapers.com. So they would basically cut the prices of diapers and sell them below the cost to crash their competitor. So apparently Amazon lost nearly $200 million to crash diapers.com and sell below the cost. Emails published by the House Judiciary Committee this week confirmed an accusation that critics have long leveled against Amazon, that the company's aggressive price cutting for diapers in 2009 and 2010 was designed to undercut an emerging rival. So what happened was that in 2009-2010, Amazon wanted to become a leader of the diapers market and similar products. And this is totally understandable because a lot of what Amazon does is based around regular purchases, right? So if you have moms that buy diapers regularly, this is one of the products that they really wanted to become a leader of, right? Now with Prime, when you have customers that regularly purchase the same items, this is the kind of customers they always wanted. And at that time, they had a major competitor, Quidsi, that owned diapers.com. So Amazon decided to lower their prices to the point where they were actually losing money, apparently $200 million. And once Quidsi was on their knees and they couldn't compete anymore with Amazon, Amazon bought them out, basically. Yeah, so this is an example of how ethical Jeff Bezos and Amazon are in doing business, basically becoming a leader by any means necessary. So number 2 is pushing workers to the limits. And Amazon is known for their poor treatment of workers and pushing them to the limits. And this has been an ongoing issue for many years. So for example, Amazon initially has denied that their workers urinate to bottles due to lack of time to use bathrooms. However, many workers have shared that they have to pee to the bottles, plastic bottles, to meet their quotas. And some even defecated to the bags. So this has been confirmed by many workers and also in confidential documents obtained by the Intercept.com, and the management of Amazon is fully aware of that. So imagine the level of pressure that they have, that they don't even have time to use the toilet and they have to pee in plastic bottles. And Amazon is also known for breaking unions and making sure that their workers aren't organizing protests against their ruthless practices. Dozens of leaked documents from Amazon's Global Security Operations Center reveal that companies' reliance on Pinkerton operatives to spy on warehouse workers and the extensive monitoring of labor unions, environmental activists, and other social movements. Okay, let me read you something from one of their former workers. Amazon operated a draconian disciplinary points system whereby points were given to workers for things like missed productivity targets, idle time, and clocking in a few minutes after the start of a shift. We were warned that talking to coworkers could also result in the acquisition of a point. Should you receive 6 points, you would lose your job. Illness was punished as a misdemeanor by the company. I took a day off sick and was given a point for it, despite notifying Amazon several hours before the start of my shift that I was ill and offering to provide a note from the doctor. When I returned to work, I asked an Amazon manager how they could justify such a policy, which effectively punished people for being ill. It's what Amazon have always done, he replied blandly. Okay, so number 3 is not paying taxes. Amazon and Bezos are extremely good at navigating this system with the use of their army of lawyers and accountants to make sure they pay very little income tax. After 2 straight years of paying $0 in US federal income tax, Amazon was on the hook for a 162 million bill in 2019. So of course, $162 million is still just a fraction of the $13.9 billion in pre-tax income Amazon reported for 2019, roughly 1.2% in fact. The federal corporate tax rate is 21%, but as in the past, Amazon likely employed various tax credits and deductions to reduce its federal tax bill. Amazon also reported $280 billion in total revenue in 2019. So number 4 is Amazon's environmental impact. Okay, so this has just been published recently. Online giant Amazon is destroying millions of items of unsold stock every year, products that are often new and unused, ITV News can reveal. Footage gathered by ITV News shows waste on an astonishing level. And this is just from one of their 24 fulfillment centers they currently operate in the UK. Products that were never sold or returned by customer, almost all could have been redistributed to charities or those in need. Instead, they are thrown into vast bins carried away by lorries, which we tracked and dumped at either recycling centers or worse, at landfill site. An ex-employee who asked for anonymity told us from a Friday to Friday our target was to generally destroy 130,000 items a week, and most of them unused. Can you imagine that? Every week. Overall, 50% of all items are unopened and still in their shrink wrap. The other half are returns and in good condition. Staff has just become numb to what they are being asked to do. So imagine that, millions of items, very often in perfect shape, perfect condition, unused, sometimes even wrapped in packaging, that could be reused for charities, people in need, homeless, low-income people, etc., are being just wasted completely. Like, this is exactly how capitalism works, and something like that definitely should be punished by the court, by the legal system. So you might be wondering why Amazon is throwing away millions of unsold items to landfills. Why are hundreds of thousands of products being destroyed in this way? The answer is Amazon's hugely successful business model. Many vendors choose to house their products in Amazon's vast warehouses. But the longer the goods remain unsold, the more a company is charged to store them. It is eventually cheaper to dispose of the goods, especially stock from overseas, than to continue storing the stock. So to me, knowing what kind of impact they have and that there are millions of items being destroyed because it makes more sense to them financially, and no one is doing anything about it, the governments or anything, that just really shows how corrupt, again, the system is. Bezos and Amazon. Okay, so these were just 4 examples of why so many people hate Amazon's practices and Jeff Bezos. And keep in mind that this is just the tip of the iceberg. They have a lot more stuff going on that we won't be covering in this video due to time constraints. And the final message I want to share with everyone is that each time you buy something from Amazon, you're actually contributing to all that plus a lot more. If we allow these companies to grow through our participation and purchasing of their products, we might see a society very unfriendly. I'm talking about taking away our jobs through automation, surveillance and spying on people, crushing small businesses, environmental degradation, and a lot more. So I'm not saying that everyone just stop buying from Amazon straight away, because I understand that often they have really good deals, and many people struggle financially, so they are looking for always the best deal skills, etc. But at least think about it sometimes. If you have a choice buying from them versus supporting small independent business, try doing that. I always say it's about small gradual changes. If enough people start making small choices here and there, we actually might start seeing a society shifting a lot. So anyway, thanks for checking this video, and let me know in the comments what do you think about it, and check out the petition. And please share this video if it resonated with you. Subscribe to this channel if you're new here. And until next time. Hey guys, Mike here. So I'm sure most of you know how tech giants are censoring independent voices such as Truth Theory. And in order for us to continue doing our work and creating content such as this video, we need help from people like you. So one way you can help is always by just sharing our content, but also you can become a Patreon supporter. And if you go to patreon.com/Truth Theory, you can become a patron there for as little as $3 a month, and you can cancel at any time. For our patrons, we offer things like exclusive content that you cannot find anywhere else. I also offer one-to-one mentoring and coaching through Patreon. So for example, if you want to start an online business or build your personal brand, or maybe you are a writer, you want to do some marketing, appear on some podcasts, or you're going for some kind of spiritual development process or spiritual awakening, and you need some help or guidance, or just regular personal development things. So it can be anything from dating to boosting your confidence, to improving your overall well-being, mental, physical health, happiness, reducing stress, or even things like helping you to discover your passion, your life purpose. Check out patreon.com/Truth Theory. And remember, when you join us on Patreon, you help us out in creating more content and reaching more people with important message. So you actually contribute to positive change and awakening of many, many thousands of people. So please consider supporting us on Patreon, and till next time.